physical science class, we are going to launch into the final subject of the school year, and that is matter and its characteristics. The study of matter and its reactions is basically what chemistry is about. So this last little bit that we're going to be doing here till the end of school is basic chemistry. All right, so first of all, we need to define matter, and you guys have done this, I'm sure, in elementary school many times. What is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Recall we said that density is a fundamental characteristic of matter because density is based on the mass of the substance, and taking up space means that's the volume of the substance, and density is mass divided by volume. So that's the way I remember exactly the definition of matter: has mass, takes up space, or has a volume. So it has a density. All right. There are 4 states we will find matter existing in. Okay, the first state of matter is the solid state. Solids have a definite shape, a definite volume. The particles in solids are very closely packed together. That's why they have a definite volume. You can't push them closer together very easily, so you can't change their volume. They're not compressible. And in solids, our particles have a very rigid arrangement. They're not free to move around much, which is why solids keep their definite shape. Second state of matter are liquids, all right? Now liquids have an indefinite shape, which means if I have some water in a square-shaped container and I want to pour that water into a cylindrical, circular-shaped container, when I do that, what is the shape of the water when it is in the square-shaped container? What is that shape? If you said a square, you're right. That's the shape of our water. But if I take that container and that water and I pour it into a cylindrical or a circular shaped container, what does the shape of the water become then? Hopefully you said circular shape or cylindrical shaped. So liquids don't have a definite shape. They take the shape of whatever container they're in. But they do have a definite volume. Liquids are not compressible. I'll probably throw in a little video here that I just made for physics and with a big old syringe, and you can watch how liquids have definite volumes. So liquid particles are packed pretty closely together, not quite as dense as solids, but they're pretty dense. They aren't compressible. We can't smush them closer together very easily. But unlike solids, the particles in liquids are much freer to move about, and that makes liquids a fluid. Those particles are free to flow, all right? And third state of matter that you're familiar with, hopefully, is a gas. Air, for instance, is a gas. Air certainly has an indefinite shape, as you will see in the little demo video I'm going to put in here. But unlike liquids, liquids have an indefinite shape too. Gases also will take the shape of their container, but unlike liquids, gases have an indefinite volume, which means they're compressible. There's lots of space between, they're not tightly packed, there's lots of space between the particles of a gas, and we can push those together to create different volumes. So they're indefinite volumes. Gas particles are very free to move about, and they do. They move about pretty rapidly in a random motion, okay? We've talked a little bit about particles being in constant motion. The fourth state of matter is, like I said, or I don't know if I said it, but we're not going to spend a whole big bunch of time on it. It's not a state of matter that exists very often here on Earth. It is the state of matter that the sun is in, but none of us are likely to be visiting the sun anytime soon. So we don't spend a lot of time on the plasma state, just know what it is. It's sort of like a gas. The difference is it's made of ions, which are charged atoms. We're going to talk about those later. Okay, the plasma state exists in extreme situations, extreme conditions, like the sun. Okay, gonna pause.